Josh Brigette here with JTV Sports, and offensive coordinator for the East Jackson Trojans, Casey Ruthenberg. Coach, in your first year, Coach Chad Duffing, new head coach at East Jackson, taking over the helm there, couldn't be with us today. But Coach, just kind of talk about what it's been like over the past couple months, getting a new system installed at East Jackson, and what this kind of turnaround time for you and Coach Duffing's been.
Installing the system is difficult in the summer, especially with a small school like EJ. The numbers are a little low and they're sporadic. But as far as individual drills, getting their start and their stance, and getting a basic understanding of the offense, we've been able to keep on track. And Coach Duffing put together a really good plan as far as how to implement the offense, how to put in the defense, and we're sticking to it. You know, depending on the numbers, we change it a bit, but for the most part, I feel like we're on track.
East Jackson's had some challenging years in football. 0-9 last year. I know numbers have been a problem. Numbers are still a little bit low this year, but there's some expectations that this team can be a better football team. Can you just talk about what this team needs to do over the next month or so to prepare themselves, get ready, and be a football team that can compete for wins?
Well, once we get the pads on, I was telling you before, once we get the pads on and we learn how to be low, mean, and quick, and we can finish a double team block, we can run a nice trap block, we can line up in the right formation and execute with intensity, I think their attitudes will come along after that. So I'm anticipating a really good camp where intensity and toughness is emphasized, and I think they're going to embrace that. The community, I think, is ready to embrace that for sure.
I think anytime you're looking for wins, it's always great to have a team to bring some experience back, and you bring 6 or 7 guys on both sides of the line as starters. Can you just talk about expectations for offense, which you will lead? Can you just talk about this team and what we should expect to see from the East Jackson Trojans on the offensive side of the ball?
Like I said, we're going to be low, mean, and quick. We're going to eliminate mistakes, and we're going to put the pressure on the defense to stop us and maybe play unsoundly. And once that happens, we have some very good skill positions that can punish that type of unbalanced play. So I anticipate offensively that we're going to be hard to handle. Yeah.
And then defensive, let's switch it over. Again, 6 or 7 returning starters, depending on what happens this year in camp. Just defensively, what do you expect, and what does this team need to do to compete in games?
Coach Duffing is running the defense along with Coach Chris. They're running a nice practice. They're, of course, low numbers. We're focusing on individual drills. When we come together this coming camp, come together as a team and put the system in properly as a whole unit, they have to be ready with the right attitude. That's all they really need to do, is come in with the right attitude. I think the staff is going to be ready to go, and that's what I'm after, is just a good, intense attitude.
And while East Jackson is new to you guys, you and Coach Duffing both have some experience in the Cascades Conference. Can you just give us a little history lesson on you guys and kind of your coaching?
I know Coach Duffing has been affiliated with the Manchester program for quite some years. He raised 2 sons in the program, and one is playing college, and his stepson also played college football. Funnily enough, his other son works for me installing water heaters. So we have a nice relationship together, the two of us. And he's been an assistant coach in Manchester, and now this is his first opportunity as a head coach. And he remembered me fondly and knew that I was a former head coach at Annapolis High School, and he said, how'd you like to run the offense? And I said, this is a good time for me to get back in the game, and I'm excited. I'm just happy to be part of a football program and building it from where it was to where I think it could be.
Coach, you're going to start week 1 against Quincy. What does this team really need to do over the next month to prepare to be ready to go for Quincy?
Lots of reps. Being a young team, it's just hearing the cadence, firing off, making the right steps, understanding the play call, what we're trying to do offensively, and it's just reps at this point.
So let's get to know you a little bit better personally. Look back at this summer. What's the most memorable moment you've had this summer?
Football related?
Whatever. Oh. Personal football?
Well, there was a good lavender festival, so
Where was that at?
I don't know. My wife went, so I stayed home and played football.
All right. Offensive coordinator for the East Jackson Trojans, Casey Ruthenberg. This team's going to start out week 1 against Quincy, and then they're going to get right into Cascades Conference play. Coach, best of luck to you.
All right. Thank you very much.